Guys, I'll be on in just a minute. Got a post in Discord about the stream and in Twitter. Alright guys, can everybody hear me? Yeah, it's good to do a live stream. Haven't done one in a while. I have an echo. Thanks for just a timeout. The other day I was drinking, so did a minor trolling and have recovered back my normal self. Well, good. Glad you're back to your normal self. Alright guys, we have a lot of charts to go through. If you notice the Dow, the market's open in about an hour. You can see the Dow was down 55 points. It's continuing to go down. I was expecting it to go down. If you watched the last live stream, I told you guys I was shorting the Dow. Now, I shorted the Dow at a point before there's one point above where I'm going to go in heavy on the Dow. I did about $10,000 worth of contracts on the Dow, and I'll show you this. So I'm going to give you price targets for Bitcoin. I'm going to cover, I've got a bunch up here, Litecoin, Ethereum, XRP, BNB. We're going to go through all of that. I'm going to cover some of these previous stocks I told you about potentially playing. Before we get into this, guys, I do want to show you, well, first of all, if you do want to access these charts, guys, it is $39 a month to access Bitcoins, altcoins, precious metals, access to our Discord and my Twitter. My Twitter's private. If you're interested in stocks and tutorials, that is separate. If you look up top, it says lifetime. If you want to do lifetime, just contact me through the contact page. This is our Discord, guys. If you join our Discord, everybody shares their own charts in here, shows you their trades. We have live trades. There's a bunch of channels in here. So it's a wealth of knowledge. So if you are subscribed already, make sure you email me to get the Discord invite link and to follow me on Twitter. Some people had asked they wanted reviews on these charts, so I did make a tweet here. This is 14 hours ago. I was saying feel free to comment below how these charts worked out for you, good or bad. Just a few people. Ivan said, don't know how to read them properly and how to place trades. I said, well, you should be shorting right now, see previous tweet. So if we go to this tweet right here, this is where I said we're at very important resistance level, B1C1. That is this chart that was just up previously, right here. Actually, right here. This is where we were at. I said you should be shorting from this point, and that was the same with this chart. They were matching targets. So that's why I was saying short. So if you guys shorted, that was about a 5% profit. If you use leverage, you did pretty good. So again, just want to show you that. And these were some other things people said. Again, just reviews on the charts. Chris said, yes, thank you. Ivan said, and that he said didn't know how to read the charts. Master of Spice, charts are amazing, but would you consider making them affordable? I was making a joke about special $39 a month. XRP, these charts are effectively a cheat sheet for swing trades. That's what most people say in Discord. It's mind-blowingly accurate. Price targets consistently respect fib circles. Scenarios are always given for the upside and downside. Makes it easy to set stop losses for not for the moon boys. This guy, and I'm going to cover this too, he said he made $2.7 thousand on a trade thanks to my Tesla chart. This is his trade here. Thanks for sharing that, Martin. AE Cup spot on. Mary said money every time I listen to them. The charts are very accurate since I follow you on Twitter. I even understand them better, how they work. So again, if you do have access to the charts, make sure you follow me on Twitter, guys, because I keep you updated how to play the charts and which charts I'm watching. And my live streams and videos kind of help you with this as well. So let's get into this. And again, this is where I was talking about to short. This red line right here was a lot of resistance, a lot of support. That's why I said when we pushed up, watch this point to get rejected. Again, that target matched right here exactly. And you have two charts charted a different way. That shows you that's the point to come down. So I'm going to give you price targets for these. We're just going to cover a few things. So if you, we're going to go over stocks right now, and then we're going to go through Bitcoin, and we're going to cover some of these altcoins. If you do sign up and you get access to stocks, I have a bunch of Dow Jones charts. We're going to cover the Dow Jones original. This is one I shorted. We got Apple, Google, ETF, Trust Gold Miners, QQQA, High Yield Bonds, Tesla, Amazon. We're going to cover these. Facebook, Cleveland Cliffs, Maxar Technologies, US Dollar, Boeing, JP Morgan, Lockheed Martin, S&P. We're going to cover the VIX. Guys, the VIX, this is very important. I'm expecting a lot of volatility in the markets. Oil, Euro, Nvidia, Netflix, natural gas, Nifty 50, Russell 2000. We're going to cover that. Pfizer, PayPal, BioNTech. We'll cover that as well. So these are just the stocks I currently have on the website. We'll be adding more. So this was a stream, and guys, this is very important. Pay attention to this. I'm calling this the trifecta, all right? I'm expecting a big move for the VIX. If you go back and watch my last live stream, I'm going to have a bunch of different parts of this live stream I'm going to cover. I'm not going to play it. I'm just going to go through each one and show you the chart. But I was telling you in this live stream, this was April 16th, so this was quite a few days ago. But I was telling you, pay attention to this VIX. Notice this right here, this ring. This is our COVID crash. Notice we hit this ring. We pushed up this blue ring. Then we hit this blue ring. We got a spike all the way to the top. We crossed this. We got a spike. I'm expecting that this blue ring is going to push us up. This is for the S&P. Remember, when markets come down, usually they all come down together. I'm expecting the VIX to push up. I told you, pay attention to this blue ring. When we hit it, we start pushing up. This is the chart right here. Notice what happened, guys. I'm telling you, these rings are not just for finding tops and bottoms. They're for finding potential points for a move. So just like right here, when you get to this point right here, you knew the VIX was going to shoot up. When the VIX pushed up, we actually had a drop in the markets. Right now, you can see what's happening. As we're approaching this this ring right here, notice that we're starting to push up. I expect this to continue to push up this ring. How high it goes, we'll see. But the higher this goes, the more likely the markets are going to come down. This ties into Bitcoin, guys. I'm going to cover a lot of things that show me, yes, I can give you targets to the upside and downside for Bitcoin, but if you want to know the direction, you need to pay attention to all of these charts I'm covering, specifically the ones for the VIX, the DXY, and for me, I'm playing the Dow Jones. This is very important. But again, as I said, and again, you can see right here, we were approaching this ring. I said expect the VIX to push up. And you can see that is what's happening. We are pushing up this ring right now. I expect this to go much higher. This is the same live stream. Just go back and watch the last live stream. So, guys, I told you I was playing the Dow. Now, I decided to put a short on the Dow at this blue ring. You can see every time we hit this blue ring, we get rejected. Hit the blue ring, got rejected. So I expected when we hit this blue ring, we would get a rejection. You can see that is what happened right here. Now, today, I'm going to decide whether I want to stay in my short on the Dow. It is down now. It is possible it comes down further. I will give you this target, guys. If we do drop further, I will take my profit down here. That would be fantastic. However, it is a possibility that we actually start pushing up. This is where I'm putting in my, this is where I'm going in even heavier on a short on the Dow right here. So if you have access to the Dow Jones charts, remember, guys, yeah, I appreciate that. If you guys want to do me a favor and hit the like button, I don't like to ask people to like it. I figure if you like the content, you'll like it anyways. But if you want to hit the like button, I would appreciate it. I'm not going to tell you to subscribe, but if you do want to subscribe, make sure you take the notification bell all, so when I have these live streams, you'll be notified, because some people don't get notified about these live streams. So again, the Dow Jones, guys, and this is what I'm getting at. If you'll notice, and I have so many charts up here and they're really small, it's hard to see. So what I'm saying is I expect the VIX to continue to push up. This is going to be bearish for the markets. This means volatility. This is for the S&P. At the same time, I expect the Dow to get topped out. And I've covered this in previous videos. I'm not giving you this target. You'll need to get access to the charts. But you can see what happened here. I told you that I put in a short. We did come down. I think it is possible we come down more. Again, we're down -38. We'll have to see what happens when markets open. But again, if it continues to push up, I'll probably get out. As long as we're below this blue ring, I'm going to stay in my put for the Dow. But if we get above this blue ring, I'm going to get out and then I will short the Dow. I mean, I will go twice as heavy as I did last time because I expect when we hit this orange ring, we will get a major retrace or correction, at least down to this point here. So again, if you have access to the stocks, this is called Dow Original. This is what I was talking about, the trifecta. We got the VIX pushing up at that ring. I think the Dow is potentially topped out. Notice that the DXY right here is in this pattern. This has been going on. This is a descending broadening wedge. Granted, it's a very narrow one. We did push above this resistance. I said in a tweet, pay attention to that. So if we get above right here at 91.39, it is very possible we'll find support and continue pushing higher. The reason I think that will happen is because I'm expecting markets to potentially come down. And if markets come down, people will be jumping into the dollar, and that's why the dollar will push up. Remember, Bitcoin is a hedge against the US dollar. If the dollar collapses, guys, you want to be in Bitcoin. I'm telling you, if you see this dollar just start doing that, be in Bitcoin. That's the smartest thing to do. This is, and guys, I covered this chart before. This was back in 2017, 2018. The DXY was coming down. Almost 15%. You can see Bitcoin pushed up a total of 2,500%. The US dollar pushed up almost 11%. Bitcoin dropped a total of 84%. And then during our COVID crash, this was the March 2020. The dollar was coming down. Bitcoin pushed up a total of 1,474%. I'm just giving you an idea of what's possible. Again, if the dollar comes down, be in Bitcoin. But if the dollar starts pushing back up, guys, if the dollar pushed up 11%, causing Bitcoin to drop 83%. Imagine if this is our resistance right up here. Imagine if the dollar pushes up almost 13%, how much that could bring Bitcoin down. That could get pretty bearish, but again, that depends on how much the DXY comes down or goes up. Okay, so I'm going to cover a few things. I'm going to go through this pretty quick, guys. I just want to show you the accuracy of the stocks charts, as well as we're going to cover altcoins and Bitcoin. I'm going to give you some price targets. This is the ETF Trust Gold Miners. I was mentioning this red ring. As long as we're following up this red ring, expect it to continue up. That is what's happening. Do you notice this target I gave here? See this red ring? It's kind of hard to see in this view of this live stream. But 37.19, this is the actual chart. So notice what's happening. We are moving up this red ring. Look, moving up, moving up, moving up. We found support on these fib channel lines. The fib channel lines give you price targets potentially long and short. Potentially the rings are points where you could get rejected. So if you're playing these ETF Trust Gold Miners, you probably want to potentially take your profit at 37.19, because what's going to happen is we'll either get rejected here. Notice we got rejected at this yellow ring last time, so it's very possible we get rejected at 37.19. If that happens, we'll probably come down, test this ring here. This would be around 33.16. If we do push above, your next point, if things get kind of bullish for this, your next point to watch will be up here. As long as we're before this red ring, stay in. As soon as you cross the red ring, get out. But do watch 37.19 as a point to get out. This target up here, guys, I'll go ahead and give you this. This is around 42.42. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. Look, this red ring, I'm telling you, if these fib circles can help you find, just like that guy played Tesla, I'm going to show you that chart as well. Notice the red ring, hit it, support, 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 break it, come down to support, right? And this next one, when you hit the red ring, you long, it continues up, it broke it. That is what happened over here. We've been riding up it. So eventually we are going to break it. But guess what? You have another ring to play. So however this plays out, if you come down, as soon as you make contact with this red ring, this is when you long. Right here. This is where you would long. Up to however high you want to go. But you know exactly when you make contact with this ring, just like the previous ones. Guys, it's Fibonacci. Don't know why it works, but it friggin' works. This is where you would long. I said the same for BioNTech. We're going to cover that as well. This right here is this is what I was talking about, BioNTech. And you go back and watch this live stream if you want to. So this is the last live stream. It's 7 minutes 20 seconds in. Said every time you hit a white ring, we push up. Get rejected by the blue ring. No, we hit this white ring, we pushed up. This is the BioNTech chart. Notice that this is where we pushed up right here. I told you this way in advance. Notice we pushed up, we came down, found support on this fib channel line, we're pushing up. Now, if I was just jumping in, I would not play this right now because obviously this could push up or this could come down. What I'm waiting for is hopefully or potentially we come back down, we test support. As soon as we hit this white ring, I'd put in a long. The same thing I'm showing you guys. Every time you hit a white ring, it is support. White ring, it is support. You hit the white ring, it pushes us up. So I expect the same thing to happen, whether we hit it here or hit it down here. Once you hit this point, this is where you're potentially long. This right here, this was where I was talking about Pfizer. And I was telling you your upside target is potentially 39.94. If we continue up, your next point is 44.37. This is the chart. Notice right now we're pushing up. And guys, I'm going to kind of show you this. I'm teaching how to play these charts. Good morning, guys. What number is the white ring? Are you referring to... You're talking about this right here? You're talking about... Guys, we're going to get to ETH. All coins are going to be at the end of the stream. I'm going through stocks right now. Someone mentioned about a white ring. You need to let me know quick because I need to move forward on this. I have a lot to cover. Yeah, I'll load up the gold and the silver chart. Just remind me before I get to the end of this. What number is the white ring? If you're talking about BioNTech, it's not really a number. It's when you make contact. The number, if you hit down here, it's less. If you hit down here, if you hit up, it's higher. It's when you make contact, you long. It's not really the price. That's the point of these rings. It's when you hit it, you long. But I'm going to move on, guys. So this was a Pfizer. I was telling you, pay attention to these yellow rings. This white ring was a pivot ring. So here's Pfizer, how this played out. So you can see this yellow fib circle has been basically our roadmap. You can see it was support here. We came down to support. This was resistance, support. We broke below it. Notice this white ring. We rode up it, rode up it, rode up it. We crossed it, we came down. Notice we found support on this yellow ring. We broke above this yellow ring. So I think if you want to be, if Pfizer is actually bullish right now, your first resistance to watch for Pfizer is right here at 39.99. This might be a point you want to short. It won't be much of a short, potentially to come down and test 38.38. But I do think ultimately, I think we are headed up to test this ring. Again, notice it was resistance here, resistance here. So I think we're ultimately headed up to 44.55. So if you're playing Pfizer, guys, I would long it to 44.55 if we get above 39.37. So again, if we get above 39.85, I would long to 44.45. If we do get rejected at 39.85, your next major support, again, is this ring right here at 35.46. Showing you how these charts work, guys. This is the S&P 500. I was telling you to pay attention. I said this white line right here, this plays into the VIX, other charts as well. I said if we get to this, I said this is resistance, and your support will be this blue ring. I'm telling you, these rings are amazing at finding support and resistance levels as well as the fib channels. Remember, the fib circles are based off of the fib channels. But if you'll notice, I said 420.52, and I said your support is 413.07. And if you go lower, your major support is 397.84. And if you will notice, look what happened. Just like I said, we got topped out right here. And again, guys, this isn't, I don't know if this isn't the S&P 5, this is the SPDR S&P 500. This is the ETF Trust if you do play that, but I said this was where we were topped out. If we come down, your support is this blue ring. So if this holds, you would long back up to 421.74. If that breaks, guys, your strongest support, you can see right here, this has been very strong support, goes way back. So if we get below this blue ring right here, then you want to short down to 395.96. This right here, this was I was talking about the S&P. This is the actual S&P 500 calculated by TradingView. I was saying, look, this previous fib channel line, I said we crossed it, we came down. So I expect when we cross it, we come down. This is the actual chart, how it played out. Notice that we are coming down. Notice we crossed this line here and started coming down. We just crossed this line, so I think it's very possible we'll start coming down. This also ties into the VIX. I need to update some fib channel lines on this. Your strongest support I have below. The strongest support I have below, I'll just tell you right now on this chart, if we push up, your resistance to watch is around 4,184. If we have a pretty substantial drop, I would watch 3,722. If we do push up, I would like to point out every time we approach one of these rings, we come down. We'll have to see what happens when we get out to this ring. We have a good ways for that. This is the IWM Russell 2000. This chart played out perfectly, guys. Again, guys, I will get to Bitcoin, price targets, and altcoins, just covering these stocks. I was telling you, pay attention. This white ring was resistance. This blue ring will send us down. This is the actual chart. Notice what happened. Just like I said right here, this white ring was resistance. The blue ring was resistance. Resistance, resistance. I said we'd be coming down. So you can see we have already come down a total of almost 5%. So that played out perfectly. This right here, this was oil. Oil, I said we were topped out at 63.83. I'm telling you, your support is down here. Let me show you how this played out. Notice we got rejected. This is actually a ring. So you can see right here, we got topped out at this ring right here. I said this is the point you would want to short. And if you're looking for a point to take profit or to long from, I would potentially long oil. And this is US dollar WTI crude oil on the 1 day. So I think this is coming down. Your first support is 58.04. And your next major support, I would say, be around 55.12 if you want to take profit. If you break 55.12, your next major support is going to be down here around 45.36. This is Tesla. And that guy earlier I showed you on Twitter that shorted Tesla. The reason he did it is because as we approach this ring, I would expect Tesla, the price to come down. As soon as you cross the ring, you can expect a pump. So this person shorted Tesla at this point as we approach the ring. This is how it played out. We'll have to see what happens. We're just now crossing this ring. It doesn't look like much, but where he shorted from was a total of 8%. So that's why he had good profit. We still have about 30 minutes for the markets open. So it is possible. Now we'll have to see what happens. It is possible we could move down this ring a little bit more. Your support to watch right now, I would potentially take my profit if you're still in a short, potentially at 382. Then it could possibly push back up. But you notice we started coming down as we approached the ring. This was more of a drop before this ring. It wasn't much of a drop here, but you have another ring out here. So wherever we're at when we make contact with this ring, I was short as we move down the ring and we cross it long. Let's go into the next one here, guys. So this one played out fantastic. If you watched what in that last live stream, I said I would be shorting Amazon. Notice where we were at. This is where I was drawing. I said this is probably what will happen. Each one of these white rings, guys, again, white rings are points for reversals. We were right here. I said I was short Amazon. Look how this played out, guys. Notice we hit it twice. We came back up. We pushed up. We came back down. We came up. We hit it. We got rejected, and we came down. So Amazon came down a total of, from that ring, it's about 3.5%. Not much, guys, but it depends on how much you're playing and how much you put into it. Just showing you how these are playing out. This is Netflix, guys. I expect Netflix to come down. It's up to you how you play it. I mean, nothing's ever guaranteed. Let's see how this is what I was saying would possibly play out. So you can see we just crossed this ring. I'd like to point out every time we cross a ring, this was resistance. We came down as support. We broke it. We came down. Notice this yellow ring was support, rode up it. When you hit this yellow ring, wherever we make contact, If you have access to the Netflix chart, when you make contact with this red ring, just like I showed you previously, you want to long Netflix. Whether you're out here, it doesn't matter. When you make contact with the yellow ring, you can see we found support, support, support. So when you make contact with the yellow ring, you want to long. But I think it's very possible. I think the white rings are potentially points to drop. So we just crossed this, came up and tested resistance. So I'm expecting Netflix to come down. Let me give you some price targets for Netflix. I do think you should short it. Not financial advice, just showing you how these charts work. Your next major support is going to be around here at 513. And again, it depends when you make contact. That's why it's advantageous for you to have access to the charts. If you make contact here, it's 473. You make contact here, it's 495. You make contact here, it's 515. But wherever you make contact on this yellow ring, that is where you want to long. BNB, I have, we're getting close, guys. We're getting close. So these are the Bitcoin charts. Now we're getting into Bitcoin. So if you sign up and you get access to the charts I'm currently trading, the A1, the B1, the C1, the D1, and the E1 right here. We're going to cover this chart. I just want to show you the Bitcoin charts I have on the website. These are for swing trading. This is the peak of the bull run, Bitcoin dominance, the DXY versus BTC, which I just covered. So let's get into this, guys. So I've been talking about this for months and months and months. If you guys have been following me, I told you this orange ring was going to be the top. A lot of people saw this pattern and they expected if we pushed up, we would hit up here at this top of this trend line. We did not. We topped out at exactly $65,000, which was this orange ring. I told you this orange ring was very important. This was going to be a top, at least a temporary top, to potentially send us down to test the 20-week. And you can see how this has played out. I did tell you guys that this was our top. This has played out so far as our top when we hit this orange ring. Had we come up and tested the top of this rising wedge, we should have come up and tested around 67,187. We did not. We topped out at this orange ring, showing how powerful these rings are. So now we're coming down. Now the question is, if you do a simple, you just go from the top to the bottom and you measure the distance, guys, again, I still think we're coming down to test the 20-week. This does play along, guys, with the VIX pushing up, the markets coming down, people jumping out of the markets, jumping into the dollar, Bitcoin's a hedge against US dollar. So in my opinion, I think we are going down much lower. Again, anybody could buy at any time. Some whales could buy and push this up, but I do think ultimately we're coming down lower. We'll have to see how this plays out. That being said, if the dollar collapses and markets continue up, you probably want to be long on Bitcoin. But I do think we're coming down to test the 20-week. This is the 20-week right here. It'll continue to do this. I do think this is the point. You want to buy in. I think everybody else will be buying in at this point. Remember, if we're above this 20-week moving average, which right here is around 44,800, we don't know exactly where that's going to be, but I do believe that this is the point that needs to hold. If we come down and we test this and we stay above this point, guys, we are still in a bull run. We're still in a bull market. We can go much higher. However, if we break this point right here, I think we are coming down much lower, and your first target to buy will be this red ring. Go back, watch previous videos and live streams. I told you why. I will be going in 100% when we make contact with this red ring, and I will be going in 100% when we hit the 20-week moving average, because everybody will be buying there. It doesn't mean that it can't hit this, get a bounce, and then break it. If it does break it, I'm just telling you this red ring is where to buy. I would like to point out we have been respecting. I drew this. You can see I did this, and guys, always use trend lines. Notice I did this trend line right here. We found support on it, support on it, support on it. So if we came down, likely we would find support here. The same thing, guys, if you notice this orange trend line right here, notice that right here we found support, 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 support. So if you bring out this trend line, notice where we call it a perfect bounce, right here. So I'm saying always use trend lines. So if we do come down and we break, if we break this, a likely point to catch a bounce is here. If we do break the 20-week and we push back up above it, I'm just telling you trend lines are just amazing tools at finding these points. Just like you could find this perfect bottom just doing a trend line like this, doing a trend line from this point can also help you find a bottom as well. But again, I did cover more of this in the previous video. Let's go on to, okay, so this is CME Futures chart. So I already got rid of the gap, guys. We had a gap right here. Let me do a horizontal line. So we had a gap right here, Let's see here. Well, that's interesting. We have two gaps. We had a gap right here that we filled, right? So we had a gap here. We already filled this gap. We definitely filled it. You can see that we're bouncing back and forth between, you know, where this gap was and coming down. I would like to point out we do have a gap above us. I think a lot of people are probably bullish, thinking that we're going to come up and fill this gap above us at 61,970. Keep this in mind. To fill the gap above, we would have to push up to 61,970. I will give you a freebie here, guys. If we come down, a point to possibly catch a bounce will be right here around 52,000. A lot of charts are showing around 52,000 as strong support. Notice that we topped out at this yellow ring, and this yellow ring has been a lot of resistance. It was support, support, support. So if we come down and like the point to catch a bounce just by the CME Futures chart is right here at 52,710. Keep in mind, guys, we do have gaps below. I'm not saying they have to get filled, but we have some substantial gaps down here. We have a gap right here between 26,000 to 23,000, 19,000 to 18,000. 9,925 to 9,665. I'm not saying we have to go that low, but I do want to let you know, guys, if let's say that something happened and the markets just tanked, the dollar went to the moon, the lowest point I see us possibly ever going, and guys, I'm not saying we have to hit this point, I just want to make you aware, if we happen to have a major crash with Bitcoin and it just kept going lower and lower and lower, and you're like, where is this going to end? Is it ever going to stop? I would like to point out, not only do we have a gap down here around 10,000, if you do the right here, let me get back to this chart real quick. Let me refresh this chart. I would like to point out, if you'll notice, if I do the 300 weekly moving average, and make sure this is on here. If you notice the 300 weekly moving average, that is where we bottomed. Let's see here. Right here. This is this red moving average. Notice we bottomed right here on this blue ring and this 300 weekly moving average. That also matches up with not only right here. This is going to be close to, if this keeps moving up, this will be around 10,000 right here. So I'm just saying, I'm using multiple indicators. I'm showing you that we bottomed on the 300 weekly. So if things got really bad, my buy-in targets, again, this is the E1 Bitstamp daily 300 moving averages, 300, 200, 100. So look, your first buy-in is this red ring. If that breaks, your next buy-in is here. And I think the lowest point will possibly go is this ring here. And again, this is the 300 weekly moving average. That's why I'm saying this is the lowest point I think we would go if we had a major crash. If we push up, guys, your upside target, I'm going to go and give you this target. This blue ring here, this is the blue ring I called the bottom. I used the peak of the bull run 2.0 chart to find that bottom. This is where I told you a while back, I said, guys, when you hit this ring, expect to get a drop. We dropped 20%. I said, every time you come down and hit this blue ring buy, hit the blue ring buy. This is the next blue ring above. So guys, if we do come down and test the 20 week, or let's say we push up from here, your point to watch right here. If we got rejected, guys, if you're respecting a previous ring, you will respect the next ring. So if you're bullish and you expect this to go up, your upside target before you get a rejection will be right here, around 87,942. If it's out here, it's 86,727. I promise you, just like here, we pushed up and hit this as resistance and got rejected. Then it became support. So the same thing will happen. If we happen to push up and we break your key resistance that needs to hold, or that needs to break, the strongest resistance, this orange ring will still be respected. If we get above 66,687, your target is right here. And I think it would play out probably the same way. We would probably hit it, get rejected, probably come back down, test right here at 68,881, and then we push above it, hold support before going higher. Again, just showing you how these rings work, guys. Right here, this is CME Futures. We already covered that. Let's go into, this is the A1 chart. I'm going to give you some price targets to pay attention to. This chart has been dead on accurate. We're going to cover the A1, B1, C1, D1. So right now you can see it looks like we're in some kind of consolidation pattern right now. It's a little bit wicky. We could just do something like this. Let's say this, doing something like that. So look, your resistance right now to watts that we need to get above is right here. and this is for swing trading, guys, just for swing trading. If we stay below 55,900, expect us to come much lower. Your next major support I have on this chart is going to be, you notice I have this alert here at 57,385, and I have an alert here at 52,720, because if we break below this point, I expect to go much lower. If we push above this point, I expect to go much higher. Your next major resistance on this chart is going to be up here around potentially 60,714, up here to potentially 62,747. But again, these are just points to watch if we come down or if we push up. Let's go to the next chart, guys. This is where I made that tweet. That guy said he didn't know how to play the charts. I said this is where you would short from, right here. This is where we came down. It's been very strong resistance. So look, you can see right now we're respecting this fib channel line here, and it looks like this is now resistance. So if we stay below this point, 55,457, your next support level to watch is right down here, 53,759. Notice right here, my alert. The reason I have my alert here is because this fib channel line is the exact same fib channel line we bottomed on, to the dollar, guys, to the dollar. So that's why I have this alert set, because when we get close to this point, I'm going to put in a long here. If this breaks, I'm getting the hell out, because if this breaks, I think we're coming down much lower. So that target to pay attention to, this is a very important target. If we break 52,500, this is coming down much, much lower. And again, your resistance directly above 57,394. I do have resistance levels above. We'll get to that point if it comes to that. If you have access to the charts, I have price labels on all of these. This is the D1 chart. Same thing, guys. Just look at this line right here. This is a key resistance. This is part of where this is the Coinbase chart. But this is your key resistance to break. If we break above this point, expect to get one hell of a pump. We have, this is what I call double resistance. We have to get above not only 56,000, we have to break 56,500. Again, that's why I said if we get above 56,500 and we hold support, expect us to push much higher. But if we cannot break this point, we got a lot of resistance. Again, you can see that this was resistance right here. Resistance, support. We came back up as resistance, so it's a lot of resistance right there. If we get above that, get bullish, your next resistance to watch is going to be up here around potentially 60,169. If we drop, this is another key support, guys. Notice this is two charts we bottomed perfectly on. So again, that's why I'm saying if this support breaks right here, this is potentially 52,835 to 53,000. If this breaks, if we come up and we get rejected at 56,500 and we start coming back down, if we break 53,223, your next major support is going to be right here. And you say, well, how do you know? Well, guys, just go back and look left, follow this blue line back, and you'll notice this next blue line was very strong support and resistance right here. This is a lot of support and resistance. So that's how I know that would be a point that you would put in a long. Not meaning that we're going to go to the moon, but again, it's swing trading. You sell at resistance, you buy at support, you sell at resistance, you buy at support. So these are some price targets to pay attention to. These are the altcoin charts, guys. So if you sign up, again, the link for the if you want to sign up to these charts will be pinned in the first comment. It's also in the description. It's optartcrypto.com. These are the altcoin charts I have. I'm going to cover a few. I can't cover all of them. I have Theta, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, XLM, Neo, Cardano, Chainlink, Tezos, BSV, Comp, VeChain, EOS, Polkadot, OMG, Wi-Fi, DeFi, Libra, Binance Coin. So we're going to cover a few of these. This is Ethereum. Ethereum is pushing up. You can see the accuracy of these charts. If you go back and watch that previous live stream, I told you, I said your support level to watch is this white line right here. This has been a lot of support and resistance. And notice we found perfect support right here. Almost perfect support. It dropped below it a bit. But the reason is because this right here, this fib channel line, we were respecting as support and resistance. That's why we dropped. This weight came all the way down here. But notice when we pushed back up, we found support here. We found almost got support. We found support twice and then pushed back up. Found resistance here. Came down as support. Now we're above this point. So again, just always go back, look left. So you know if you drop below, this is your major support right here. If this support breaks, this is your next major support below. So let me give you some price targets for Ethereum, guys. If we push up, you're looking for a point to take your profit. I would take my profit if we hit this point. So right here is, let me give you a price label. Right here, guys, is 2,000. Let's just say 2,500. This actually is 2,465. If you hit this point, potentially what's going to happen, you'll get rejected. You'll come back down and test this as support. If this breaks, then you come down lower. If it holds, it pushes back up. Again, swing trading. So your major resistance to watch, 2,465. Your support just below, if we come back down, is right here, 2,345. If we break that, your support to watch is right here around 2,235. Your very, very strong support that needs to hold right here. Again, if it drops straight down, 2,100. If it's out here, it's 2,127. If that breaks, yes, you will respect each one of these fib channel lines below, but your strongest support below is going to be around 1,867. And take note, this is going to be very strong support as well. So if we kind of move kind of sideways, let's say we do something like this, come back down, break it, go like this. If you hit this point, guys, right here, I would go 100% on Ethereum. That would be right here at about close to $1,800, 1,832. So take a screenshot, guys. Those are your price targets for Ethereum to watch. And again, it's based on how strong of support this is. That's why I say if 2,118 breaks, you want to get out, you want to short. So if we come down, come below it, test the resistance, short to this point right here. This is Litecoin, guys. You can see how accurate this Litecoin chart's been. I'm going to give you some price targets for Litecoin here. This is your strongest resistance above. Notice we did find resistance. It became support, resistance, and we got topped out and came down. So, and currently, you can see this has been a lot of resistance. This kind of looks kind of like the Bitcoin chart. That red line on the, I think it's the D1 chart. And notice right here, again, look how accurate this is. We bottomed right here, almost to the dollar. But you can see your major support is right here. So we know where our major support level is, right here. We know our resistance is up here. So here are your support and resistance levels to pay attention to for Litecoin. If we get above, you can see this has been very strong resistance. Again, resistance, resistance, support, resistance, resistance. So if you get above 272, your next point to watch to possibly get rejected, $289. Again, all of these fib channel lines are respected. If we get above 289, I would take my profit at $321. I would expect we get to that point, we'd come down lower. Your current resistance we're trying to get above is right here. You can see this green fib channel line. This is your current resistance. If we cannot get above $265, your next support level to watch, major support level, let me make this white. Major support level right here, $251. If you break 251, expect us to come lower. Your next support level to watch will be right here at $237.26. And if that breaks, you have very, very strong support at $221. So take a screenshot, write them down, or get access to the charts. This here is XRP. This was uncharted territory. This chart was dead on accurate. Notice we pushed up. We topped out right here. And I was telling you, if we come down, pay attention to these trend lines right here. Or actually, these are fib channels. I'm putting a trend line here. So let me give you your support resistance levels, guys. The top right here was $1.86. If we push up, your resistance to watch is $1.70. I would probably take my profit there. If we push above that, guys, if you're bullish on XRP, we get to $2.34. Get the hell out, take your profit, be proud of yourself, you made some money. Your current support right now, that needs to hold. You can see right here. Notice we kept testing this as support. So if we break $1.28, then we are coming down to test right here. Notice this was resistance. Resistance, resistance, then we pushed up. So your resistance, your support right now is right here. Resistance flips as support. So if you break $1.28, you want to short down to potentially 96 cents. If that breaks, your next strongest support level below will be right here. It's not strong support, but a support level to watch, 67 cents. Your strong support level will be right down here around 59 cents, almost 60 cents. But you can see right here, your current resistance is right here, $1.40. Your support is $1.28. This is BNB, guys. I updated the BNB chart. In the future, I'm going to be updating all of the charts. I'm going to be adding this. This is the Bollinger Bands. This comes in very handy, but I just want to show you how accurate this has been. And pay attention to this chart, guys. If you have access to the BNB chart, I know this is way out here. This is like, well, not too far out. This is on the 3 hour. This is April 26th. Right here is April 25th. But pay attention. Notice this white ring right here? We rode right up this white ring. Rode up it, rode up it, rode up it. Let me get rid of this. We just kept riding right up that white ring. So I'm going to give you some price targets, but what I'm saying is, notice we rode up the white ring. As soon as we crossed it, we started coming down, bouncing between support and resistance. So what I'm getting at, before I give you price targets, pay attention. If BNB gets topped out, it looks like it's kind of topped out now. So let's say we start coming down, we start doing something like this. When you hit this point, just like I showed you with the stocks, guys, this is where you would long BNB. You hit the white ring, you push up. Just like those other charts, I'm giving you a point to watch. Especially if you're at support right here and you hit this white ring, this is where you would want to long BNB. Again, they're points to watch to tell you exactly when to long or potentially to short. But if you'll notice on the BNB chart, and again, this is how all the new charts will be. I'm going to be updating the Bitcoin charts and the altcoin charts. But notice we topped out right here at $608. Notice this is the same. This is a trend line actually. Notice that we topped out right here. We did wake up to this fib channel line here, right at $607. This is pretty much a double top, guys. To me, this looks like BNB is topped out. Again, not financial advice, but notice your resistance currently is $590. If we push up, your next resistance is 607. The top for me, guys, if we pushed up and we tested around $650, I would take my profit, get the hell out of BNB again. I would say, hey, I made my money, I'm happy, time to take my profit, and then look for your another entry to get back in. But again, your strong resistance now is 590. If we come down, your next support, guys, you can see it, it's right here. This line has been tested to support and resistance. So your support currently for BNB, if we come down, $532. The Bollinger Bands kind of help out a lot because if you drop, you kind of have an idea where you'll drop to. But notice we are respecting this yellow fib circle very well. So your next support, guys, take a screenshot if you need to. Your next support is $506. Every one of these will be support. You notice right here, this has been support and resistance as well. But I would watch the ring, guys. So if we come down, you know, I would potentially long 483. And potentially 455. Your next major support, guys, there's a lot of support levels you can play with BNB. But I will just tell you this, though. If we come out, as soon as you make contact with this white ring, right here, these things are huge. But when you make contact with this white ring, I would long wherever you make contact. Same thing, right out here. You got another one you can long. So you got this one close to April, like 25th, 26th of April, and then out here around May, depending on when you make contact. So guys, that covers a few of the altcoin charts, Bitcoin charts, some of the stocks, how they played out. I do have other stocks, other altcoins charts. I just can't cover all of them today. So any questions, anything you want me to cover? Someone did mention gold. I can load gold real quick. So let's see here. Let's go to metals. I have not loaded up the metals charts in a while, so I don't really know what's going on with these. Let's check out gold. Alright, I'm going to put this on the end. Alright, so gold, you can see how accurate this chart has been as far as these fib channel lines. So look, this has pretty much been in play for a while. If you're looking for a top for so if you're looking for a top for gold, potentially to get rejected, again, we've been respecting, if you look at the bigger picture of this chart, if we continue up, look, your resistance is right here at around $1,800. A point to get rejected is around 1,833. You got very strong support down here around 1,690 to potentially 1,700. Nice even number. If we push higher, guys, a point to take profit, we have been respecting. It's weird when I move this, the blue ring moves. But your upside target to watch, potentially 1,153. Again, you just need to have access to the chart. We basically bounce between these rings. If you break this support right here, You know, all of these support levels will be respected. What I say is go back. Notice right here, notice that this line right here was a lot of resistance, support. So if we come down, a likely point to buy in is when we make contact with this line right here. So wherever you make contact, this is where you would buy. And I want to see what's going on with this yellow ring. Notice this yellow ring was resistance, support. Notice we're moving down this ring now. So it's possible we could move down that ring. So I would pay attention to this ring. This ring could push us down further. I do not know what's going to happen with gold. They've been talking about stuff that's going on with China hoarding gold or doing something. I can tell you this, typically when the markets come down, people would jump into gold or jump into the US dollar as a hedge against the markets coming down. The Dow, I'll go back to the Dow. Again, I need to really go through this gold chart, and I might need to redo it. I don't know why. Every time I move this, these rings kind of adjust. But the fib channel lines have been dead on accurate. The Dow, okay guys, the Dow Jones, where is this? And this is important, all right? This is what you need to pay attention to. If you're thinking, should I stay in Bitcoin? Should I get out of Bitcoin? I expect, and keep this in mind, this is when the COVID crash started right here. This is when COVID happened. This is when the market started coming down. Notice this blue ring. We just shot straight up to the top of this blue ring, then we started coming down. We hit this blue ring, we got a spike right here. So guys, I think it's very possible, and I told you, watch as we approach this ring. So just like I showed you, if you remember the DXY, when I said when the DXY hits that ring, it will continue to push up. As soon as it crosses, it can get a pivot to come down. That played out exactly. I'm telling you, that's how this potentially could play out. So I'm expecting the VIX to continue to move sideways, hit this ring, push up, push up. That will be bearish for the markets, at least the S&P 500. The Dow, guys, I'm still in my short. Where's the Dow? What's the Dow doing right now? All right, I'm even doing better in my short, my put on the Dow. So again, I'm watching. If the Dow comes up and tests this ring, I will get out of my short on the Dow. As long as this is in the negative, it is very possible we could come down and test 32,860. But if we push up, guys, if we push above this point, I'm going to take my profit, and then everything that I made, I'm going to go in even heavier and short right here. And I showed you why this is the case. You can go back and watch previous live stream. Every time we hit an orange ring, we get a major rejection. I think this is the top for the Dow. I think when we hit this ring, I think we will be coming down. I think we will break this support, and then your next target below will be this orange ring below. And if we drop below that, the orange ring below that. Yeah, people don't like to leave likes. I don't know, unless you keep reminding people. But hey guys, if you want to hit a like, hit a like. But guys, that's pretty much it. I'm playing the Dow. I'm still in a short. If we do push up, I expect this orange ring to be the top. And guys, that plays along with everything. If this is the top for the Dow, keep this in mind. If the Dow starts dropping 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 points, it's very unlikely the S&P and the Nasdaq will continue to go up. Usually the markets all move down together. So I'm expecting the top for the Dow at that orange ring. I'm expecting the VIX to continue to push up, just like that's showing you here, up this ring, which means the volatility index up. That means that's bearish for the markets. I expect the markets to correct. I expect the top for the Dow to be this orange ring. And again, just like I was showing you here, if the markets start coming down, they're going to be jumping into gold. They're going to be jumping into the US dollar. Bitcoin is a risky asset. I do not believe that they will be jumping into Bitcoin. And guys, remember this. Let this sink in. The last time during the COVID crash, the Dow came down around 30%. Bitcoin came down around 68%. You can measure how much the Nasdaq and S&P came down. They all came down together. Even the dollar dropped, but the first one to recover was the dollar. Why did the dollar recover first? Because everybody jumped out of the US markets, out of gold, out of Bitcoin. They jumped into the US dollar. If they jump into the US dollar And we can clearly see Bitcoin is a hedge against the US dollar. That means if the dollar starts pushing up, Bitcoin is going to tank. Bitcoin is a risky asset. People that want to protect their wealth will not put money in Bitcoin. They will put it in something else. That is why Bitcoin crashed twice as hard as everything else. But that covers everything, guys. Again, if you do want to access these charts, the website is opticalartcrypto.com. The link will be pinned to the first comment and description. $39 a month. You get access to Bitcoins, altcoins, precious metals, access to our Discord and Twitter. If you are subscribed, you have to email me for the Discord invite link and to follow me on Twitter. Stocks is separate. Tutorials are separate. I teach you how to create these charts. I have 3 tutorials you need to watch. Trendline analysis. Each one's an hour long. I narrate it from beginning to end, teaching you my method. Trendlines is the first thing you need to learn. It'll help you with your trades. The next is creating fib circles from trendlines. Very useful information here. This is the most important. You need to watch these first 2 before you understand this one. This is how I use fib channels to create fib circles, and then how I create fib circles from fib circles. You watch this one, you will be blown away. But do watch this one. I do have this is before my refined method. It just gives more information how to create charts. But the first 3 ones you need to watch if you want to learn my method. Guys, so far it's been pretty accurate. I'm just saying, guys, if you're bullish on Bitcoin, just give it time, see what happens. I expect some more downside for the markets. We could have a little upside before we have some downside. I'm using the Dow as my metric to decide that. I got so many damn charts up here, I don't know what's what. But I do believe, guys, I do believe we are topped out. And I think we are coming down lower. I think ultimately we're coming down to test the 20-week. When we make contact, it could be 43,000, it could be 45,000. But at that point, guys, you make sure, again, not financial advice, I will be buying when we hit this point to ride it up. If that holds, guys, we're in a bull market. As long as we're above this point, we're still in a bull run. We can go a lot higher. But remember this, just like last time, you know, a bull run eventually turns into a bear market if we break this point. The last time we broke the 20-week, we entered a bear market. We came below. This could be the point you find your support. Come back up and test the 20-week as resistance and then go lower. So again, that's what I'm saying. This red ring has been resistance and support going way back. It was support, support, resistance, resistance, support, support, broke it. We pushed up. Let me get my brush off here. We came up and we tested it as resistance, 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 resistance. Tested the 20-week, right? Pushed up as resistance, flipped as support, flipped as support. So I know, I'm showing you these rings, how they work. If we come down, we hold support. At the 20-week, push up, bull run. If we break it, you will find support right here. Push up, find resistance at the 20-week, and then we come down lower. We're in a bear market. I don't have harmony. I am going to be working some more charts, guys. I just want to give you the blow by blow, what I'm expecting with Bitcoin. I think we do have some more downside, and this does go along with the Dow Jones, the VIX, and the DXY. Guys, I will keep you updated on Twitter and on Discord. Feel free to contact me through the contact page of the website if you have any questions. If you do want to access the website, guys, the subscribe link is right here. So again, $39 a month, you access to Bitcoins, altcoins, precious metals, Discord, and Twitter. Stocks is $59 a month. Tutorials, teaching you my method of charting is $149. If you want to do lifetime for $299, contact me through the contact page. And here's the subscribe link directly if you want to subscribe. And if you want to contact me, here's the direct link to the contact page. Expect some new charts soon, guys. I know everybody's into Dogecoin. I'm going to see if I can find the top for Dogecoin, so I'm going to create a chart for that. Probably going to knock that out later tonight or today, and I'll add that to the website. And then I told you guys I'm going to start making some charts for Binance and for Coinbase, using those previous charts, the A1, B1, C1, and D1, the most accurate charts I've made. I'm going to recreate those charts for Binance and Coinbase and then put those on the website. But guys, that's it. Trade safe. Till the next video, next live stream. We'll see you then. I'm out.